to episode 7 of our journey of learn Java programming with Alvin David. So in the previous one, we talked about Java comments, where we saw that there are two types of Java comments. One is the single line comment, and then the second one is the multi-line comment. So for this episode, we are going to learn about Java variables, and variables are containers for storing data values. So in Java, there are different types of variables like string, and this stores text such as hello, and string values are surrounded by double quotes just as we had talked about in the previous videos. And then there's int, so this one stores integers, also known as whole numbers without decimals. So like 123, it can either be positive or negative. And then there's float, and this one stores float point numbers with decimals such as 19.99 or a negative. And then there is a char for character, and this stores single characters such as A or B, but realize that these character values are surrounded by single quotes, not double quotes. Double quotes are for strings. And boolean, so boolean, this stores values with two states, if it's either true or false. And when you're declaring or creating variables, to create a variable in Java, you need to choose the type of the variable from this string, int, float, character, boolean, and after that you need to give a very unique variable name that properly describes your variable, such as age, name, x for mathematics, and optionally you can assign a value using the equal sign. So after you declaring the type and declaring the variable name, you assign to it the value using the equal sign. And we can do this in our code editor IntelliJ, trying out all these variables. Okay, so we come here and then we create a new file called variables.java. So okay, let's add that. So all these files that I'm creating, I'm pushing them to GitHub, and you can check out the link in my bio such that you can access the repository and you take a look at this code. So variables and family class main taking string and add. So okay, oops, I had made a mistake creating. Okay, so let's start with the string data time, and we are going to use an example here. So it says string name is we are passing text, so you say Alvin David, and I end that. So string data type mainly deals with text, and we can check out like once again to print name, and yeah, to print. So wait for our terminal. Yeah, it has printed, and let's go to the next one, which is integer. So if you go to the integer, let's say the integer deals with the whole number without decimals. So int, we can use an example of age. Your age doesn't have a decimal place, so you say I'm 25 years old, and we can also print this out, print age. We'll take our terminal. Okay, it has printed 25. So we head over to float. Okay, float, and this deals with numbers with decimals. So, and it must end with F to tell the compiler that it's a float number. So here, and it's a float. Let's use salary. So these are numbers, just type so 2000 plus those two decimals and the F. So that will be your float. I think this was a large comment. We can use the multi-line. So yeah, let's do that. So we can print this out. Salary. Check out terminal. So you can see it has printed the float. Then we can head over to the character. So this deals with a single character such as an alphabet. So you come and declare car, and let's say letter. So it must be in a single quote. Okay, and I can say A. So when we print out your data and check out A, so it has printed the A, and we are left with Boolean. So Boolean will become Boolean deals with whether something is true or it's false. So you say Boolean is learning Java, and we can say this is true, you're learning Java. And when you do that, we'll say, yeah, true, it's true that you're learning Java. So I think we have done for all these variables, and they also gave you examples here for integer, and then they give you all these. So we'll learn more about that in the next video. So let's do this exercise. Drag and drop the correct data type to declare the integer variable. So this is 15, a whole number, and this is an integer, but it's not integer, it's int when you're writing the syntax. Okay, so we'll proceed to the next question. So drag and drop the correct value to initialize the variable age, and they'll give a new string name John, and then string age. A whole number must not have these double quotes, so it's 25. And move to the next. So they'll say drag and drop the correct values to complete the variable declarations. So we realize that for double, it's also a data type, and for it wants to be similar to the float, but for the double you put D instead of F. So this is a double, and a string city is London. So we'll learn more about other variables in the next video. To create a variable in Java, you must specify the type first. Yes. And the next question, create a variable named CanName and assign the value Volvo to it. So you realize that CanName is a string. So you say string, and then the variable name is car name, and outside you assign the value Volvo to it. So Volvo in the double quotes, something like that. And they'll say create a variable named max speed and assign to it a value 120. So we can see that a value 120 is a whole number, and this is an integer. So you say int, and the variable name is max speed, and the value is 120. So okay, submit. So yeah, we have done our exercise, and in the next video we're going to talk about variables in more variables, because we realize there are other variables there that are being used in Java. So we are going to learn about all of them. So yeah, see you in the next one.